His father said something to him before every single match he ever played. Every time Neymar walked toward the pitch, his father would say, "Son, run. Dedicate yourself. Play as if it were the last game of your life." And Neymar carried those words onto every pitch he ever played on. From the streets of Mogi das Cruzes in Brazil, to the camp, now in Barcelona, to the Parc des Princes in Paris, play as if it were the last day of your life. That philosophy, that complete, present moment commitment to the joy of what you are doing, is the psychological foundation of the most naturally gifted and emotionally expressive footballer of his generation. And today we are going to break down exactly what it means and why it might be the most important mindset shift available to anyone who wants to perform at their absolute best. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to PsyWealth Richie. Today we are covering someone whose story I find genuinely one of the most psychologically complex and fascinating of anyone we have featured on this channel, because Neymar's journey is not a straight line from struggle to success. It is a winding, painful, joyful, complicated human story about what happens when extraordinary talent meets extraordinary adversity and keeps finding a way back to the thing it loves most. If you are new here, subscribe. Now let's get into it. Neymar da Silva Santos Jr. was born on February 5, 1992 in Mogi das Cruzes, São Paulo, Brazil. He grew up in Santos, where his father, a former footballer himself, introduced him to the game at the earliest possible age. From childhood, the talent was undeniable. The touch, the creativity, the instinctive joy in the act of playing that made watching him feel like watching someone do exactly what they were born to do. He debuted for Santos at 17, won the Copa Libertadores, won the Confederations Cup with Brazil, moved to Barcelona in 2013, where he formed one of the most devastating attacking partnerships in football history, alongside Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez, won the Champions League, won La Liga multiple times, and then in 2017, made the most expensive transfer in football history to Paris Saint-Germain. Everything about his career suggested a trajectory that could end with him being considered the best player of his generation, and then the injuries came. Here is where Neymar's psychological story becomes genuinely instructive. In 2014, during the FIFA World Cup on home soil in Brazil, he suffered a devastating back injury, a fractured vertebra from a knee to the back from Colombia's Juan Camilo Zuniga. His tournament was over. Brazil without him went on to lose 7-1 to Germany in what became one of the most painful nights in Brazilian football history, and Neymar lying in a hospital bed while his country fell apart without him had to face something that most elite athletes never fully confront: the reality that physical vulnerability can take away the thing you love most at the moment it matters most. That injury was the beginning of a pattern that has defined much of his career since. Multiple significant injuries, long periods of rehabilitation, retirement thoughts during the darkest moments of recovery. And through all of it, the same question returning again and again: why do you keep coming back? Here is Neymar's answer to that question, and it is the most psychologically significant thing he has ever said. He said, "There is no pressure when you are making a dream come true." That sentence, "there is no pressure when you are making a dream come true," reframes the entire psychological experience of elite performance. Most athletes at his level talk about pressure constantly. They manage it, they cope with it, they develop strategies to minimize its impact on their performance. Neymar dissolves it entirely through a different relationship with why he plays. He plays for the dream, not for the expectation, not for the contract, not for the reputation, for the dream. And when your motivation is genuinely rooted in love for what you do, in the pure joy of the activity itself, that the external pressure loses its grip. Because pressure is a function of caring about the outcome more than the process. When you love the process, when every moment on the pitch feels like a gift rather than a test, the outcome becomes almost secondary. You are already getting what you came for. The joy of playing, the dream made real. Every single time you step on the pitch. His father's advice, "Play as if it were the last game of your life," is not just motivational language. It is a complete psychological framework for present moment performance that aligns perfectly with what sports science knows about peak performance states. When you play as if it is your last game, when you genuinely inhabit that orientation, several things happen simultaneously. Your attention narrows to the present moment. The past stops mattering. The future stops mattering. There is only this pitch, this ball, this moment, this chance to do what you love one more time. That state of complete present moment. Absorption, where self-consciousness disappears and action flows naturally from everything you have practiced, is the flow state that Csikszentmihalyi described as the optimal human experience. And the entry point into that state, for Neymar, is his father's voice before every game. Run, dedicate yourself, play as if it were the last day of your life. That instruction does not just motivate, it psychologically primes him for flow, for the state where everything he has practiced comes out most naturally and most brilliantly. Here is something Neymar said that I think is one of the most honestly human things any elite athlete has ever shared publicly. He said, "Full of mistakes, but I am still trying to be the best version of myself." That admission from one of the most talented footballers who ever lived is extraordinary in its honesty. He is not pretending to be flawless. He is not performing perfection. He is saying, I make mistakes. I know I make mistakes, and I keep going anyway, because the commitment is to the best version of myself, not to a perfect version that doesn't exist. That philosophy of committed imperfection, rather than paralyzed. Perfectionism is one of the most psychologically healthy orientations toward personal growth available to any human being, because perfectionism stops you. The fear of making mistakes prevents the action that produces growth. Neymar's approach does the opposite. He makes the mistakes freely, creatively, sometimes brilliantly, and he keeps going, trying, improving, being more himself with every attempt. Here is something about Neymar that most people focus on as a negative, but that I want to reframe psychologically. He has come back from more significant injuries than almost any footballer of his generation. In every setback, there is an opportunity to come back stronger. That is not just a motivational phrase for Neymar. It is a lived reality. He came back from the World Cup back injury. He came back from multiple ankle injuries. He came back from the ACL reconstruction. He came back when people said he was finished. When people said the body couldn't take anymore. When people said the hunger was gone. And every time eventually he came back, not always to the same level immediately. Not always without setback, but always with the same thing that drove him to the pitch in the first place. His father's voice. His father always told him, "Son, run, dedicate yourself, play as if it were the last game of your life." That voice, that love, that joy is stronger than every injury. It has been stronger every single time. And now I want to speak directly to you, because I think Neymar's philosophy contains something that goes far beyond football and lands directly in the middle of something most of us have forgotten in our daily lives. Most of us have lost the joy in what we do. Not because the thing we do is joyless, but because we have made it about the outcome instead of the process, about the result instead of the doing, about the pressure to perform instead of the love of performing. We have stopped playing as if it were the last day and started playing as if every mistake is a verdict. Neymar's invitation passed down from his father is to find your way back to the joy, not by ignoring the stakes, not by pretending the pressure doesn't exist, but by remembering why you started, by reconnecting with the dream that made the pressure feel irrelevant in the first place. Because there is no pressure when you are making a dream come true. The pressure only arrives when you have forgotten that the doing is the dream, when you have separated the activity from the love that started it. Get back to the love. Play as if it were the last day. Make mistakes freely and keep going. And remember, the greatest accomplishments are born out of determination and resilience. Not out of perfection, not out of fearlessness, out of getting back up every single time. Neymar has been one of the most joyful and one of the most heartbreaking figures in world football simultaneously. Extraordinary talent, devastating injuries, comeback after comeback after comeback, and through all of it, the same thing driving him back to the pitch every single time. His father's voice, run, dedicate yourself. play as if it were the last game of your life. That joy, that pure, uncomplicated love for the act of playing him is not a gift he was born with alone. It is a relationship with his craft that his father helped him build, and that he has chosen to protect. Through every injury, through every comeback, through every moment when quitting would have been easier and more forgivable than continuing, he chose joy every time. And that choice, repeated across a career full of pain and brilliance and everything in between, is the most powerful psychology lesson Neymar has to offer. Subscribe to PsyWealth, Richie. Share this with someone who has lost the joy in what they do and needs to find their way back to it. We will see you in the next one.